Hey, what's up guys? And this is the TOZO PA1 portable Bluetooth speaker. Now, TOZO did reach out to me and wanted me to give my unbiased opinion on this product, and that is exactly what I'm going to give. There is no money being exchanged here, so you guys can rest assured that my opinions are the only opinions that will be shared here. I'm not going to sugarcoat this, so I have the liberty of saying all that I love about this speaker and also a few things that they can definitely improve upon. Also, make sure to stick around till the end of this episode because that is where you're going to get my signature sound test, where I'm going to play 2 tracks at maximum volume from this speaker so that you guys can have a listen and decide for yourselves if this is the speaker for you. Alright, so with that said, let's begin. Now the TOZO PA1 comes in its usual packaging, nothing too fancy here. Inside the box, you get some paperwork, you get a lanyard strap, which if you want, you can attach to this speaker. You get the USB A to USB-C charging cable, and of course you get the TOZO PA1 portable Bluetooth speaker itself. Now as far as the specs of the TOZO PA1 are concerned, I'll go over some of the key aspects. So it is a 20 watt RMS speaker and packs a 4000 mAh battery inside, which TOZO claims gives you 12 hours of continuous playback at 50% volume. So if you're going to play this at 100% volume all the time, you can expect a maximum of 5.5 hours of playback in ideal conditions. Now it is IPX7 waterproof. You can take it to your pool parties, you can take it to your shower, you can even wash it with water and it'll just be fine. Now the TOZO PA1 also supports true wireless stereo, so yes, you can pick up 2 of these, pair them together and get true left and right channel separation. Also includes a microphone built in, so yes, you can take calls on this, but the problem is the quality of the microphone isn't great. First of all, you have to be really close to the speaker, around 6 to 8 inches at best. If you're further than that, the other person is going to have a hard time listening to what you're saying. Now the TOZO PA1 includes 2 full range drivers inside, and they are housed in front here where the TOZO logo is on either side, and this essentially means that you're going to get directional sound and not 360-degree sound. So if you're sitting in front of this area, in front of the TOZO logo, you're going to get the full range of the sound, the full loudness, whereas if you're sitting behind it, you're not going to get the full spectrum of the sound. So it's just something you should keep in mind. Now in terms of the build quality, well, it's your standard confluence of fabric up front, and you've got this matte, really nice feeling texture throughout its body. Now while it feels really premium and there's nothing cheap about this, the only thing I have a complaint about is that these edges are quite sharp to the touch. So while it's not a huge thing, it's a little less comfortable if you're holding it and this part is where your finger is resting. It could get painful really fast. Now on top, you have a single strip of buttons. So they are the usual buttons. You've got the power button, the Bluetooth pairing button or the true wireless stereo button, the volume rockers, the play pause button, and the EQ button. Now if you use the EQ button directly from the speaker, it gives you 3 preset modes. So you can cycle between the standard sound signature, the treble plus, or the bass plus. Obviously the standard is a flat sound signature without emphasizing any frequency. The treble plus is going to boost the treble and the bass plus is going to boost the bass. But it also comes with its companion app, the TOZO app, which you can download from the Play Store or the App Store. Now with this, you can customize the sound signature even further. It's got a host of other preset sound signatures or EQs. And you can even set your own EQ if you know how to go about that. You can set the type of sound that you want. Personally, I found that the jazz preset works best, and it's a good balance between the treble and the bass, but we'll get into that later. Now, as you can see on the back, it's got these little pegs here, which mean that you can lie it flat on the table if that is what you want, while it's also got some grooves at the bottom here, which mean that you can also keep it upright based on how you want to keep it or what your surrounding is or gathering is. So it's good that you can keep it flat on the table or upright depending on your need. Okay, so now with the specs, the features, everything out of the way, let's get into the main criteria, which is obviously the audio quality. Now you guys know I judge speakers based on how they produce the 3 major frequencies that broadly make up any sound that you hear: the highs, the mids and the lows. The highs or the treble where the really sharp sounding instruments are, the mids or the vocals, and you have the low end or the bass. Now my judgment was on its standard EQ preset without using any sort of other tweaking to the EQ. So starting off with the higher frequencies or the treble. Now, surprisingly, even at max volume, the trebles packed a ton of detail and clarity, and there was no sibilance where the S's sound really harsh, and there was also no distortion in the form of crackling, and it also has enough separation from the mids or the vocals so they don't intermingle and get eaten up by each other. If I'm being really harsh here, I would say that the highs could use just a tad bit more richness, and that's the only thing I could say. But in general, for any usual listener, you're gonna love the highs because they pack a ton of detail and have no distortion. Now getting into the vocals or the mid frequencies, again, for the most part, the vocals sounded really good. So there was ample detail, there was good clarity as well. Only thing I would say, and this is again me being harsh, is that the vocals lacked a bit of depth, which makes it sound natural and more enjoyable. And sometimes the lower end would creep into the lower mids, thereby the separation between the mid frequencies and the low end in certain tracks would get a little intermingled. But again, for any general listener, you are going to definitely enjoy the vocals because they are loud. There is no artificial sharpening. There is no hollowness as well. So for the most part, when you listen to songs, they sound quite natural with a lot of detail. And finally, we come to the low end or the bass response. Now, for such a portable and tiny speaker, the bass response is rather impressive. So it definitely packs the thump. It's got a bit of the rumble. And this is me speaking about just the standard EQ. If you go into the bass plus mode, or if you play around with the EQ and boost up the lower end, you're gonna get a bit more of that thump or the punch. For your medium-sized gatherings or in the small room, which is my studio, the sound was good and the bass response was quite punchy. Now, obviously, it's not going to be something that's going to shake your table, but for its size, it is definitely impressive. Now, overall, I have to say that I am super impressed by the TOZO PA1 because, first of all, the volume gets plenty loud and it was more than sufficient for this room that I'm in here, and even for your medium-sized gatherings, it's going to be perfect. And the audio quality overall is top notch and it can definitely rival a lot with its competitors, so it's really impressive. So there you have it, guys. That was my review of the TOZO PA1. I hope I've given you enough detail to understand and get an idea of what this does. Like I said, now you are going to listen to the sound test where I'm going to play 2 tracks at maximum volume on the standard EQ. So you guys will listen and let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you have any questions about this, do let me know. So anyway, enjoy the sound test now, and remember to smash the like button, subscribe, share this video, and use the link in the description below to get this speaker if you decide to buy this, because you guys will be helping me run this channel and I can produce more such high quality and helpful content just for you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one. Cheers.